Hey, lovely people, thanks for joining again. Today we're doing a group clearing on despair, anger, rage, and resentment. Despair, anger, rage, resentment. We're doing group clearing on that, setting the intention. I know I'm working with the God team with this. If you've seen my other clearings, then you will know what this is about, this SRT clearing, and it's set at 0% positive, 100% negative, which is kind of what I'd expect doing a group clearing. And in terms of consciousness in this system, we're working at Christ consciousness levels. So we're going to ask my team. Normally we'd work with the high self team, but we're doing a clearing on despair, anger, rage, and resentment. And the teams that I'm working with, actually the God team is what I'm working with at the moment. So, and they're clearing, raising the positive, which should be at 100% positive and down to 0% negative. And we should be operating from radiant love, new paradigm level with this, but actually we're operating at 0% positive, 100% negative right now, and at Christ consciousness level, according to these charts. And these are levels of consciousness on chart 3. If you've seen my other videos, clearings, you know what this is about. And this is going to be roughly a 15-minute group clearing. So it's a much lighter clearing than you'd get if it was a personal clearing package. And the levels of consciousness, here we are down here at incarnational level. Then we have spirit status, Holy Spirit status, Christ status, light status, ascended master, one, vector, free, Holy Spirit, Christ, mental consciousness, creator consciousness, universal consciousness, before we even get up to many mansions, and then various expressions of the soul up here, and then up to the Godhead. And then above that, we have all these levels up to radiant love, new paradigm level, and then sort of something like 120 feet beyond the page, maybe even more than that by now. So the teams are just clearing away for anyone that's watching this video. Any programs, beliefs, blockages that we can do, and at least at a light level. Sometimes it's incredibly powerful just doing it at a light level. Any programs of anger, despair, rage, resentment that may be bubbling away at subconscious levels or energetic levels with you, if you've tuned into this video. Okay, so where are we going next then? Let's see where it takes us. Chart 5. Chart 5 is about blocks, interference, negative motivations. And we've got what's called separates there. So we always ask, is it type 1 or type 2 separates? Type 2 separates. The type 2 separates attach at birth. So we're just going to ask that for any of you that are watching this video, that if you have any type 2 separates there that have attached at birth or attached to the fetus, that they are cleared and removed completely from your energy systems. They're very impish energy separates. They're like fallen beings. I think in theta healing, fallen angels or something along those lines. That kind of description. It doesn't matter what they're called. The fact is they come and cause a bit of chaos. So don't get hung up on the names of them. Separates come. There's type 1 and type 2, and type 2 it tends to attach at birth. And I'm not going to check the levels of consciousness they're attached to, because they're going to be different for different people. We're just going to ask that they're cleared on all levels of consciousness that's appropriate for anybody watching this video. Type 2. So separates are like multiple souls, and they bring their mates in as well. They're very disruptive entity energy. Okay, is there anything else there? No. So when there's a lot of anger and rage around or buried within, you can bet your bottom dollar something in terms of entities. Quite often demonic, satanic energy is running. And again, they're just labels. They're just labels of density. So don't get hung up on the names from a biblical perspective, from the films that you watch. It doesn't mean to say you're possessed or anything like that. It's just that they are levels of density in terms of energy. So that's really important to stress. Okay. Like anger is a very dense energy, so you'd attract similar sort of beings to you of that density, that level of density. So remember that. So it's always good to get anger out, because anger is always something that's eating away at us. So always please clear the anger. Use Ho'oponopono to clear the anger within you. And I've got a couple of videos on Ho'oponopono on my YouTube channel, so check them out. Inside, right, so we've got failure running as well. That always comes with anger, failure. And does it have past life roots? Yeah, and obviously we're not gonna actually investigate past life because it'll be different for everybody. But for those that are watching this, let's clear all failure master programs and failure discordant energy from all of your energy bodies from you. So if you have if you buy a package from me, an SRT package from me, then the clearing's done at an even deeper level for you, and we go through your individual energy bodies as well, and we ask various other pertinent questions. It's a much more thorough clearing when it's done on yourself, and it's good if you've got a particular block running to buy the package and just focus on that particular block and really clear, you know, a few layers away of that. It really moves the energy along. And sometimes it's like immediate, incredible differences, and other times you don't notice much of a difference. You know, something's changed subtly, and maybe even your mind's a little bit quieter than usual. But you'll find that further down the line, longer term, you really can pinpoint it back to that time when you had the clearing. So it really does change things hugely. Okay, so, and we're now in chart 6B, which is blocks to positive expression. So make sure you set your intention to receive. I should have said that at the beginning. Blocks to abundance there. Is there anything else? So let's clear blocks to abundance. Blocks to abundance. We're abundant beings by our very nature. So we don't want any blocks to abundance running. So yes, set your intention to receive this. If you're wondering, if you're new to all of this and you're wondering, well, how is this clearing when you've recorded this ages ago? It's because in the realms that I'm working with, time operates very differently. So it's not linear like it is in this dimension that we're in. At a quantum level, it operates very, very differently. We appear, through other lifetimes, we appear to operate in a very linear approach, but from a past life perspective, if you're a believer in that, then we may well have come straight from an Egyptian lifetime, ancient Egyptian lifetime, into this lifetime, for example, rather than immediately going in a linear way that we think. That's a subject, I think, for another video, another day, but a food for thought. And we often have a few other lifetimes running at the same time as this one. So it looks like 10B. So let's have a look. 10B, programs created by spirit. This is the first line of programming. We've got self-punishment running, dysfunction of mind running. And it's program replications, but actually they don't exist anymore. They don't rebuild or replicate anymore. So probably just other blocks there. So let's just clear any other blocks there that fall into that category. Clearing all programs of self-punishment and dysfunction of mind. Clearing all depths, levels, ranges, limitations, everything, everywhere. Clearing any body programs and body memories connected to that, and any memory images as well for everybody that's watching this, and setting their intention to receive as we clear despair, anger, rage, resentment. This is a biggie for everyone, and certainly during the lockdown processes with COVID, that a lot of that anger's been seen coming up in the world. We all have it in us at different levels, different layers, stuff from other experiences that we haven't let go of, memories and imagination, boundaries, feeling a need to reinforce because of a lack somewhere. That's what anger is, of course. A need to reinforce our point of view, a need to reinforce our opinion on something. It's quite often coming from grief, a need to be heard, a need to reassert ourselves in some way for some reason, which is always coming from a lack. So always look at where it's coming from. Why do you feel that need? What's making you so angry? And do Ho'oponopono on it. Have a look at the Ho'oponopono video. There we go. Okay, where next? Chart 11, which is soul energy programming. So there's quite a lot coming up with this one. Anger's a biggie with everybody. It really is. Codependency, different aspects of the soul. But I tell you what, the pendulum's already feeling a lot lighter. Dysfunction of expression, cleansing the soul of evil. It's a very biblical way, but I would say cleansing the soul of density, dense energy, heavy energy. And of course, that's what anger is. It's heavy energy, despair, rage, resentment, anger. It's all really heavy, dense energy, isn't it? So biblically, they'd call that evil because it's acting against us, which it is. It's absolutely fine to be angry in the moment for one particular reason, but if you hold on to anger or rage, despair or resentment, if you hold on to that from things that have happened in the past, then you are living in the past. You're living from your imagination. You're living from a memory. Because that moment is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. And you're holding on to that for a reason. So let's clear all of that. This is at Lord of Lords level, which is the first expression of the soul. Give me a good old cleanse of all of that density. It really is clearing a lot. So I hope some of you feel a lot lighter from being part of this group clearing. And we won't go into any of the individual energy bodies in this group clearing. These group clearings only last about 15 or so minutes, maybe 20 minutes this one, because it's quite big. Still clearing away. And I can feel it when it's about to stop. So, and it feels very heavy still. Very clear, cleansing, cleansing, cleansing away. It really does make such a difference when you have these personal clearings. And we can clear on anything, any blocks, absolutely anything at all. It's amazing the difference it can make. If you have a lot of layers of it, then you won't notice a huge difference from one or two clearings, but you will notice it the more that you do, and it will really strip away those programs and blocks that you're running at a subconscious level and energetic levels. Because we look at your other energy bodies as well. That's slowing down. Okay. Right, so where are we going next? My goodness me. That's definitely feeling a bit lighter. So we're looking at programs before creation, infinite levels before thought, levels 7 and 8, levels 1 and 6. They refer to charts on the other side of life, idea. Anything else? Thought. Creative programming. There's a lot going on there, and that's at King of Kings level, which is the very first level of the expression, very first expression of the soul, really, or the sperm and the egg level of consciousness of the soul, the equivalent, the sperm and the egg. The first expression of the soul is the Lord of Lords, when the soul expresses itself, and we have Queen of Life, which is after King of Kings. This is King of Kings level, the sperm and the egg level of the soul. Then we have Queen of Life, then King of Kings. I've just bashed my beautiful necklace twice and a bit of my rose quartz has chipped off. Hopefully it's not my pendulum. Yes, it is my pendulum. But it still works well, my pendulum, as you can see. Okay. So, where are we going next? 14, which is the pre-fall of consciousness, creating the illusion. So we've got other souls bonded to the soul there. Conscious mind programs type 1. We're just going to clear all of those off. So again, just allow yourself to receive. You don't need to understand too much. It's an incredibly complex system anyway, but you don't need to understand it all to control it there. You just need to be open to receiving. I'll just read you from my book what it says about conscious mind programs. Conscious mind is a working mind. The soul is called a tilling mind. Genesis 2:5. That's from the Old Testament. Other bodies with conscious minds are first astral, mental, emotional, I am, Holy Spirit, physical, and the third astral. The conscious mind of the physical body is the seat of the will. It observes, makes decisions and programs. The subconscious, the conscious mind works through the five senses and can hold memories of what has happened even after clearing has been done. Clearing does not erase memories. It does get rid of the energy attached to the memory. Okay? The conscious mind of the physical body can have up to 89 compartments where messages can be stored. These memories can restrict a person's positive expression. When conscious mind is indicated, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so that's some other stuff to do with another chart. So we're clearing those programs away. Type 1, 2, there's a lot there. Removing the emotion. All right. Okay, where are we going next? 16. Rebellion to 1. Okay, let's remove all of that in the fall of consciousness. Rebellion to 1. Again, just be open to receive this clearing. So Rebellion to 1 was set up as a potential for souls to incarnate. When the soul ate of the forbidden tree, it was called or termed rebellion. There's blocks to that there, so is it cleared? Good. 26. Blocks to there is no judgment. Illness is only an illusion, so we've got blocks to those, so let's clear those away. Certainly feeling a lot lighter overall with this one. This is quite a big clearing because it's on anger and resentment and rage, and so many of us have these memories and emotions stored still within our energy bodies. Good to clear them out. That's not so bad, that one. That was quite quick. Okay. And where next? Anything else? No? So can we go to mop-up? So we're going to do a very, very brief mop-up. Mop-up is where the teams use their 200 plus charts on their side of life to clear away the bulk of the programming. Most of the programming is done in the mop-up process. And I have this huge long list here to read to them. And I usually give an affirmation as well. This is when I'm doing a personal clearing. We have this big prep to work here, 2 pages of prep to work, and then we have this detailed mop-up procedure with an affirmation that goes with it and various additions to it going over onto the back as well. And then we do lots of checks and ask questions and things as well, making sure there's no residue. And sometimes when energy gets stuck or we have an issue that gets stuck, it's called a sticky issue, and we look to find out what's running. Sometimes there's parallel universe programs running as well. This is what's so great about this thing. This doesn't just work on the physical or emotional bodies in this dimension. This works on all dimensions, this system. This is such a powerful system. Are we done? We are. Okay. Is it all done effectively? Yep. So what are we at now? We should be at 100 positive, 0 negative, no matter what we're clearing on, which we are. And it should be at radiant love. Let's have a look. Which it is, yeah, and it feels much, much lighter for that. So see how I get on with that. And I will do another one on anger in due course, and because it's good to come back and keep clearing layers and levels away. But come back to this video whenever you feel drawn to it again, and just allow yourself, set the intention to allow yourself to receive the clearing, because it does work, and it works at a quantum level. It works with groups. It works no matter when you view this. It's still clearing. Just set your intention to receive the clearing from it. I hope that helps you. Obviously it's more in depth if it's personal clearing package, so do have a look at the details below. I also have a Udemy meditation course as well you can purchase online, which has got loads of meditation videos to identify blocks to root causes. Do have a look, and hope it helps you. Take care.